I've been in a few shitty relationships before, and I want to share with you guys the things I've realized through being in those shitty relationships, and things that I think we've all realized, but maybe have passed up, and just kind of let that realization just kind of float by like a cloud inside of the sky of our mind. But these are some things that I've realized, and I think that they are useful realizations, so I wanted to share them with you. So, shitty relationships are shitty, but they're also good for a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons is that they put you in a position to where you are able to see a part of yourself that needs healing. If you are being constantly triggered or constantly falling into a pattern of being angry because of something your partner is doing, or you know, just whatever it is, none of us like being uncomfortable emotionally. The thing about being in a bad relationship is that, well, you're constantly uncomfortable emotionally, and eventually it's going to get to a breaking point. And I think this is good. It's not good when you're in the moment and you might not acknowledge it as being beneficial at all, but when you are in a bad relationship and it's hitting rock bottom, you connect with yourself on a whole new level that perhaps previously you didn't have that kind of relationship with yourself, because you didn't go through this kind of thing to where you had to climb this emotional mountain alone, you know? And I say alone because I remember when I was going through a really bad breakup, even though I had friends that were there for me and stuff, you still really have to go through it alone, because it's just like, it feels trivial when people are on the outside looking in. It's just like, if they treat you like shit, just leave them. But there's so many things that are carried in a relationship that are hard to let go of. But I feel like when it comes to the point of having to let go, you reconnect with yourself on such a profoundly deep level. It's such a healing thing to finally just to release shittiness that you're subjecting yourself to. And when you're brought to this space of reconnection, or the space of, or we can call it like a room of mirrors, to where you're finally in the room of mirrors and they're surrounding you in all directions, and you have no choice but to just look at yourself and say like, I deserve better. I deserve better than this. And even if you're the person that you know in your heart that you're the reason the relationship is failing, like for example, I've been in the position to where I wasn't being, I just wasn't nourishing the relationship in the way I could have. I was being selfish and focusing on my own kind of stuff, and not acknowledging the needs of my partner. So and even being in that position, you know, you can say that I deserve better. I deserve better because, I mean, you deserve better. It has nothing to do. Relationships, this is going to be a weird thing to say, but relationships are personal. Even though there's another person involved, relationships with other people are ultimately relationships with yourself. This is what I think. A real true relationship, the only true real relationship is a relationship where you're both helping each other become the best versions of yourselves. It's not about what can I get from you. It's about how can I help you be the best you. If you're trying to extract love from another person, then when they go away, and that love is gone, that love that you're trying to extract is gone, that's going to be emotionally, it's going to be hard. So the real position to be in is to be just in a loving position where you love this person because you simply recognize that they are just a person lost in life, you know? They can do anything. They make mistakes, and your love isn't dependent on what you can extract from them, but it's just you're just giving them love because you love them. If they stay, you love them. If they go, you love them. It's because you are simply, that is self-love. And that's why I say that the highest position to be in a relationship is to be is recognizing that you're actually in a relationship with yourself, and you're trying to understand yourself through the reflection of the other. That was good. But I think that being in positions of shitty relationships can help you connect with yourself and learn self-love through that way. That's why I think shitty relationships can be good, is because they can help you learn self-love. The good thing about shitty relationships is that they are like a spotlight. They're like a spotlight. It starts off kind of trembly, and then there's turbulence, and then all of a sudden there's a spotlight on the middle of a fight, you know, in the middle of a brawl, and that it becomes your life. And some people drag this on forever, you know. Some people drag it on for a long time. Like I think of my mom and my stepdad. My stepdad was this, back in the day, was this drunk, abusive cheater. And I watched him drag my mom around for many years. And I watched her hit the breaking point. And I watched her try and try and try and try and try until finally she was just like, fuck it. I don't need this. I don't need this. And now she's completely changed her life. She travels around the world now, and she is, I see her happy, and she's got a new boyfriend, and they call each other baby, and they're, you know, I see this new, it's like a forest fire when everything grows back vibrant and alive. I think this is why shitty relationships can be good. They're like spiritual practices. It's like going through something so traumatic that you just are like a badass when you come out on the other end. You know, it's like you're walking out of the flames and embers with yourself around your arm. I think of a shitty relationship being like a movie screen, being like a movie being projected on a screen, and you know, we're watching all this stuff happen. We're watching, you know, explosions and drama and action all happen in front of us on this screen. And we're going through so many different emotions. We're going through pain and heartache and sadness. And then there's going to come a point where you leave the theater and you're like, you know, you're feeling maybe inspired, or you're feeling emotional, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. What did you do? You looked at some lights flashing on a screen, and it triggered all these different emotions. Like I think of how many times I've been inspired walking out of a movie theater to where I'm like, whew, I want to change my life now, baby. You know, like those really inspiring movies that put you in a position to, you're like, I got this. I could do anything I want. Relationships can be like that too. When you, the thing is that we attach to symbols. That's what's happening in the movie, is that we're losing ourselves in this symbol, and we're allowing these symbols, we're giving our power away to these symbols, which then take over our bodies. It's almost like being possessed. They take over our bodies, and we go through all these different things, and we don't realize that these are inside of us already. It's not the lights flashing on the screen that are triggering it. It's our perhaps lack of self-awareness that's giving this power away. And that's like in a relationship, that's how it is. It's like you're trying to extract something. You're trying to extract something, and in trying to extract something, you're giving yourself away. It's like a catch-22. By trying to extract love from this screen or from this person or this symbol, you're giving your self-love away. You're putting it in the hands of another person and saying, do what you want with it. And hopefully you're considerate. But this sort of, these emotions that you feel, you're in control of them. They're inside of you. Don't allow the lights on the screen to grab you and pull you around. But I think relationships are like this. That's what I'm trying to say, is that like after a relationship, you realize it was just like a movie, and that you were giving all of this emotional power away to situations that ultimately weren't worth your energy or effort. Well, they were, because they help you have realization. Yeah, I don't know. I think shitty relationships are good. It's like that Rascal Flatts song that's like, and God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. Except the you is actually just yourself, and it's not another symbol to lose yourself in. I think we will forever lose ourselves in symbols. I'm not going to pretend like I completely am incontrollable to outside forces, but I think it's important to recognize this, and to recognize our power, and to recognize why do we want to be in a relationship? Do we want to be in a relationship because we want to be reassured of our worth? Or is a relationship a spiritual practice? Is it you finding another person and saying like, holy shit, we are lost in space. We woke up in these bodies. Everything seems to be temporary. Everything around us is slowly dying. The moment is slowly bringing us towards some mysterious thing we call death, and we're lost in this together. I don't mean to talk from a position of superiority or something, because I'm not immune to shitty relationships, but I think recognizing these things are important, and being lost with someone in the universe, and just recognizing that people can make mistakes, and it's not about that they don't love you, you know? Like, because I think about like when I was in old relationships, and maybe I've done something that was kind of selfish, or I knew that my partner wouldn't like that, but you know, it was never about hurting someone. It was more about just like exploring who I am as an individual, and you know, sometimes that's going to mean that I'm gonna fuck up, and I'm gonna do things that the people in my life aren't gonna like, and I think that's okay, and I think that we have to recognize that in other people. We have to recognize that. Again, it keeps coming back to unconditional love. It's being unconditional, and it's recognizing that people are people. People are people. You're gonna make mistakes. Other people are gonna make mistakes. And it's beautiful. So when we can find someone that's willing to not give us laws and give us guidelines on how to make them happy, but they're trying to make themselves happy. And when they are happy, that happiness shines into the relationships, and that makes you happy. And then, you know, it's just like this exchange of self-love going back and forth. It's like when you're in love with yourself, you're in love with everyone, especially the person, your partner. You know, that's what is more intimate than just being in the mystery with another person, completely open, completely allowing for whatever mistakes or whatever beautifulness to just unfold, holding no judgments to how it's going to play out. That's a real relationship, I think, and that's the kind of relationship that I'm looking to start one day. And yeah, I don't know, this video is kind of, I'm just rambling a little bit, but I thought this was an interesting topic to talk about. And life is a spectrum. Life is a spectrum. It's not good or bad, you know. Good and bad are subjective concepts. They don't actually exist. You can always argue both sides of the situation, and life will forever be a spectrum of potential rather than being the extremes, you know. It's not either this or this, but it's either this or all of this. So, I don't know. Yeah, my name is Dakota, and this is my YouTube channel. If you like this video, I talk about this kind of stuff sometimes, and click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, it's at DakotaWint. And yeah, for all of you that are in a shitty relationship, keep swimming. Take it as an opportunity to view the parts of yourself that need attention and need you to water. Water your flowers. Water your flowers. Take shitty relationships as an opportunity to garden in some shitty soil. Well, anyways, I I hope you all have a wonderful week. Om. Oh yeah, and before I go, this is video number 2, wearing a crop top, and you guys didn't know! Ho-ho! Your boy's in a crop top again! Woo! It never gets old. It wasn't funny the second time, I know.